Let's talk to Matt Vickers, Deputy Chairman of the Conservative Party, Tory MP. Matt, very good morning to you.
Good morning.
Big weekend for Keir Starmer, this was, but he didn't seem to be focused on what he should have been focused on as far as the demonstrations that are going on up and down the country, from all the way up in Glasgow, where they had a march for mass deportation, down to Diss in Norfolk, down to Leeds, where there's been a demonstration, down to Canary Wharf in London, down to Epping, Bournemouth, you know, Altrincham in Manchester. Take your pick. There's a big demonstration going on against these migrant hotels, and yet Keir Starmer doesn't seem to want to talk about it.
Well, I mean, I find it bizarre, this setting up of some unit to spy on us on the internet and to see how concerned we all are about immigration. I think he could just tune into this channel, couldn't he, to hear a bit of common sense?
Well, he could have done. I know there are people that do, and I'm sure they must pass on what the ordinary people of this country think and say, because they're all saying it, but he's not listening.
Yeah, I mean, terrible, terrible situation in Epping. If you know what this guy's been charged with and what's going on, it just unacceptable that this happens in your community. But I mean, the other thing is they're trying to brand everybody who goes out and protests as sort of some criminal far right.
Yeah.
The reality is, yes, there are people there who travel from here, there, and everywhere to go and cause chaos, and they turn up at any protest anywhere.
Yeah, most of them are left-wingers, it seems, at the moment.
Well, they don't even know what they're on about, half of them, but they just go to protest and create chaos and commit crimes, and that's obviously entirely wrong. If people commit crimes, they should feel the full force of the law. But the reality is, there's a lot of people there who are just genuine people representing their community, concerned about what's happening on their doorstep. And actually, when it all kicks off and all this illegality kicks off, they're the people who pay the price. They're the people who can't go out at night because they're devastated about what's happening in their community. Elderly people locked up behind their doors, businesses that have to close because it's all kicking off. It's the community that feels the consequences. And those people have a right to protest, and that right must be protected.
Yeah, but it's not just about the protest, is it? It's about the fact that the protesters want an end to this ridiculous practice, which, to be fair, again, and I said this to you the other day, started under the Tories and is now continuing. I mean, Labour have been crowing that they've reduced the numbers of migrants in these hotels, and there's fewer hotels being used, but that's only because they've moved them somewhere else.
There isn't. So what's happened? So before the election, we were making progress on numbers. We had a deterrent there. There was law coming forward that would mean there was law in place that would allow us to detain and remove these. But that's the way to solve this. You actually need these people to know that if they come here illegally, they will not be allowed to stay. That is the only solution to this problem. They cannot be allowed to come, break into the country and stay. But the reality is, before the election, the number of people in hotels was going down. Yeah. Since the election, it's going up. It's up by 28%. We've seen that number about to breach 50,000 arrivals since Starmer took office. It's up something like 50%. Absolutely balmy. But do you know what? He told people that if you come here illegally, you can become a British citizen. He's changed the law so that that can happen. And we are surprised that more people are coming. It's putting out the red carpet. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Right.
This guy is so detached from what the public think. I mean, he voted against every single measure brought forward to toughen up our immigration system. The guy campaigned against the deportation of foreign criminals. It's bonkers that we put him in number 10. But are we surprised by the outcome? We know what he's about, and it was not about controlling our borders.
Well, I mean, Yvette Cooper this morning is saying she's going to make crowding more than 80 migrants into small boats a criminal offence. It's already a criminal offence to come here, so why does she have to do that, to make it a double criminal offence so that you doubly don't prosecute people? Does that mean, you know, that if you're on a boat and there's 80 or more of you on that boat, that you are then committing a sort of double criminal offence? What's going to happen?
It's utterly, they're breaking into the country. If you or I rocked up somewhere without a passport, we'd be in very serious trouble. These people cannot be allowed to stay. They will continue to come in ever-increasing numbers until they're detained, until they're removed from the country. They'll just keep coming. You see these ridiculous people online, like flogging this as a prospect. We need to shut all of this down. And the only way to do it is by making sure these people cannot stay, cannot become British citizens, and cannot take the mickey out of this country and its taxpayers.
Yeah, exactly. But the problem is that there's so many hotels now being used, and the only simple solution they seem to have found, the government, is to just move them into somewhere else rather than actually just get rid of them altogether.
I mean, there's a debate about them buying hotels. You know, like
Yeah.
they're increasing them. I tell you what, we'll reduce the number because we'll buy them, so we're not renting the rooms anymore. That's just insane. We cannot carry on like this. But there is only one solution, and it's to stopping people coming, and that is to remove them. It happened with Albania. We saw the success of the Albania scheme, where people who came here, Albania, one of the top places from which people are arriving, they came here. They went back, and all of a sudden, surprise, surprise, it's not rocket science. When people were sent back, they stopped coming. That's the only way forwards with this.
And Donald Trump was up in Scotland. He was talking when he was sitting with Ursula von der Leyen yesterday about how they've actually managed to reduce their immigration to zero. Have a look at this.
I will say this, you know, they did ask me when I got off the plane, immigration, Europe has a tremendous problem, and we do too, but we've sealed our borders. We have nobody coming in, and we have hundreds of thousands of people being taken out, and the bad ones first, and I think we're doing a very good job of that. But we had, I mean, it literally registered 0 people last month. You probably saw that, nobody. And Europe has a very similar problem. I think they're going to end up in the same place. You might as well go there quicker.
Yeah, so I think he might well raise that with Keir Starmer when he sees him later on, as he might well do with his business of the online safety bill, and the you know, because Starmer in the past has actually said to Donald Trump when he was in the White House Oval Office, you know, oh, free speech is something that we've had in our country for hundreds of years. Well, how's he going to say that now when people have been told there's things they can't say?
Yeah, well, this secret spying, as I said, he just needs to tune into this channel if he wants to see how knocked off people are with the situation, the outcomes of this ridiculous approach to immigration. Although I have got a suggestion, I'd heard it online, someone was mooting the idea that we should send Starmer back in Trump's place and see how they get on with him. That'd be quite a good way forwards for us.
It might well be. People are asking me this morning, one of them is Danny, could you ask, please, Matt Vickers, if he voted for the online safety bill, and if so, why?
I think, do you know what? I think there is a place for some of the measures that were coming in the online safety bill, but what we're seeing is that at the extreme. The reality is, you saw all the stuff about age verification for pornography. Is it sensible that there are measures put in place to stop children coming into contact with this stuff online? Yes, it is. Is it ridiculous that we've set so? I mean, the only way you can solve this is actually parents in the home taking control of devices, putting in place all of the kit that's there to prevent children coming into contact with this stuff. But it's not happening in homes across the country, so you do need some sort of control or measure. But to put in place something that can be worked around so easily, you saw the sign-ups to VPNs at the weekend. Like,
well, that's all you need to do, isn't it? And I mean, my experience of teenagers, they tend to watch what they feel like watching, and if you think you've blocked them from doing so, you get a bit of a rude awakening.
Yeah, the government can't do this. It's for parents in homes across the country to get a grip of what children are coming into contact with. That's kind of the way forwards. But at the same time, some of these online giants are allowing horrific things to come up. There's a fine balance there. We do need to do more to make these, you know, the Googles and the Facebooks and the Twitters act responsibly, take down fake news, take down stuff that could actually pose a real risk to the welfare of children.
But the trouble is, it's all about how it's censored, though. The problem is that, you know, people did say at the time, if you bring something like this in, it's going to lead to censorship of things which are going to be judged, you know, things that you shouldn't be able to see by somebody who hasn't been ever elected to make that decision.
What you need to do is you need to align it to what you would do with publications in the UK. We wouldn't allow people to print and distribute some of this stuff. That should be the line. If it's something that is illegal, that shouldn't be distributed, then it shouldn't be allowed online. And the problem is, some of these...
Yeah, but you can't say that an opinion is illegal, can you?
Do what, sorry?
You can't have an opinion that's illegal, can you?
You can't have an opinion that's legal, but you can spread news that is fake, that is created to false news that tells people something that is entirely untrue, and people would be sued for it if it was in print. The problem with the internet...
Well, politicians seem to get away with it every day.
These huge platforms,
don't they?
Well, we sold a lie when we elected this government, weren't we? Lots of people would say. But I think the reality
is... Well, they should be, I mean, Keir Starmer should be locked up if that's the case.
Yeah, but exactly. Very good point. But I think you do have to have some level of control. And the reality is that these internet giants, your Facebooks and your Twitter, are not taking the responsibility they should. And it does have huge consequences. And it does need to be got a grip of somehow. But it clearly isn't working with some of the things that are coming forwards at the moment.
No, it really isn't. Matt, good to talk to you. Thanks very much indeed. Matt Vickers MP, Deputy Chairman of the Conservative Party, who wanted to bring in an online safety bill, but now clearly it's a massively huge error that's now going to be taken and run with by those who would like to censor what we have to say.